Hello, SeanClosset here. Today we're gonna basically ask the big question: should you move to Denver, Colorado, otherwise known as the Mile High City? Well, you know, Denver combines urban living with breathtaking outdoor experiences, making it a hotspot for a lot of new residents. But like any other city, you know, it definitely has its pros and cons. Whether you're drawn to the vibrant job market, the cultural scene, or access to nature, this video will give you an in-depth look at what Denver is really like. Let's get started. Pros of living in Denver. Incredible outdoor lifestyle. Denver is paradise for nature enthusiasts, especially the Rocky Mountains. Year round, you know, within the city, we have over 200 parks. So there's a lot of jogging, picnics, volleyball, walks, you name it. And then we have Red Rocks. Red Rocks, in my opinion, is the best venue to see a concert. It is absolutely incredible, and it's definitely a must-see, especially if you're just visiting. And then the city's commitment to green spaces really is a big deal for Denver. So, you know, there's a lot of trails and a lot of open green space. Number two, it definitely has a thriving job market. So, you know, whether it's, you know, technology or healthcare, finance, and renewable energy is another really big one. So again, the job market is strong. A lot of startups are coming out here as well. You know, the city is also a pretty big hub for aerospace, you know, like Lockheed Martin and Ball Aerospace, and you know, other jobs out there that are paying pretty big wages. Remote workers out here are a big deal too. I guess the last consensus was like 35% of the remote workers after COVID are still working remotely. All right, and number three, mild climate, and we have all four seasons out here. So, you know, we're known for 300 plus days of sunshine a year, and yeah, it's nice. When it does snow, actually, it melts, unlike other parts of the country. And you know, the winters are pretty mellow, but yeah, they're, I mean, I love it, you know, being born and raised here. You know, to me, it's awesome. The summers are warm, but then, you know, as you move into the mornings, they actually cool off pretty nice. And, you know, and as far as fall and spring, you never know what Colorado will bring for you, because one day it would be 75, 80 degrees, and the next day it could be 30. All right, moving on. Four. Denver definitely has a vibrant culture and entertainment. You know, it's the Denver Art Museum. You know, you have Museum of Contemporary Art, theater. We have the Denver Performing Arts Complex, the Buell Theater. I mean, it's, you know, it's what every big city has. We also have, you know, the Denver Symphony, which is another big time attraction. And then, you know, again, with every big city, you know, we have all the sporting teams. You know, we have, you know, Denver Broncos, Colorado Avalanche, Colorado Rockies, and of course Denver Nuggets and Colorado Rapids for soccer. So a lot of sports going on here, and this is definitely a sports town. And then, you know, our craft beer scene is a big deal. Every year we have the Great Beer Festival, the Great American Beer Festival, where all craft beers from across the country and the world, for that matter, come out here to display their new creations. And that's just a 3-day fest that's pretty incredible. On to some of the cons of living in Denver, Colorado. Well, the rise of cost of living. Because of the influx of people that have moved out here, over the last 10 years, we've almost essentially doubled our population in Denver Metro, so Denver and surrounding suburbs. So with a lack of housing, you know, prices have definitely gone up, and so that's definitely that's a challenge for, you know, people thinking about moving out here. It's pretty expensive. I think Denver is the 6th most expensive metropolitan city to live in the country, and 10 years ago we were like 28. Another con: traffic and just transportation challenges. Our major highways are pretty congested, especially through happy hour, through rush hour, and then you know, because of the change with climate again, you know, having the variants, our roads are pretty crappy, to be honest with you. A lot of potholes, and you gotta really pay attention when you're driving out here. So, you know, that could definitely be a deterrent. You know, moving forward, everyday expenses like dining out and groceries and utilities, they're higher than the national average out here. So careful budgeting is definitely a must. Moving on to number 3. Okay, another con. It's pretty dry out here with the altitude being 5,280 feet above sea level. If you're moving out here, definitely plan on investing in some lotion. The dry climate can be definitely harsh on your skin and your hair and you name it. But you know, definitely stay hydrated as well. The winters, while they're pretty mild, they can still feel harsh due to the dryness, and the wildfires are always, you know, just a common thing. It's a part of, you know, if you're gonna live in the mountains, you gotta look out for the wildfires. As far as like, you know, the urban development, there's been a ton of building in Denver. The growth has just been through the roofs, and you know, they're constantly building a lot of apartments. Not so many condos as I wish they would, being a realtor, but you know, the growth is definitely trying to meet the demand of the people that are moving out here. Let's see here. Limited diversity is another con in my opinion. Although Denver is growing more diverse day by day, it still lacks in cultural diversity seen in other cities like New York or LA. This can definitely affect the availability of certain cultural experiences, restaurants, and community spaces for specific ethnic groups. Looking at just basically a Denver real estate overview, the housing market remains pretty competitive with limited inventory, driving up the prices. You know, the rental market has definitely risen in price, you know, over the years. Again, the popularity of people moving out here. Some real popular areas are like lower downtown, we call it Lodo, or Capitol Hill neighborhoods, you know, by, you know, the state capitol. That's what we call Capitol Hill. Then Rhino, which is River North. A lot of acronyms out here. But all these areas are really super popular in Denver. Some other areas that are incredibly popular as well would be like Washington Park, all the homes around there, the Highlands, and then of course, like we've talked about in the past, Cherry Creek. You know, Denver's kind of their own Beverly Hills. In conclusion, why you should not move to Denver, Colorado. If you're drawn to an outdoor adventures and a thriving job market, it's sunny climate, Denver has a lot to offer. However, the rising cost of living, traffic, and the challenges of really adjusting to the altitude out here could be a problem. So definitely visit before just uprooting and moving out here to Denver. Ultimately, the decision comes down to what you value most in a city. And in my opinion, Denver's awesome. And you have any questions about Denver, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm a Denver native, real estate broker out here with Coldwell Banker Realty. And I definitely love helping out, you know, people that are moving out here that don't know Colorado or Denver for that matter. I've been around for a long time, and I love to, you know, share my insights and secrets of what Denver's all about. Until next time, see ya.